Hi everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I'm Richard D, and today I've got some steampunk for you. I've been writing a new steampunk adventure set in Norlandia, the world I created for several other steampunk novels. This is a new one, and it's called Murder Most Foul. As dusk fell, the gaslight's glow increased. It shone from windows on the residential streets and picked out the shapes of the factories and steam locals against the dark mass of the hills beyond. The smoke and steam from multiple chimneys merged into the night sky as the last of the sunlight faded. The enfolding darkness of late summer softened even the clanking of the belts and the exo-men in the coal yard. A lone figure walked the streets, his tread measured, his gaze everywhere. Silas Grimston was a watchman, charged with keeping the peace. In truth, he had little to do. Azerol was a law-abiding place. Apart from the odd child who needed reminding about the ownership of property, crime was rare. His evening rounds included a patrol of Drogan Rock Gardens, a crescent of fashionable houses in the better part of Azerol. There were views of the ocean and the promenade, with every house having a large garden and stout walls or fences enclosing it. Most of their owners were wealthy enough to employ old servicemen to man the gates, their wages a warm bed and a full stomach in return for tending to visitors and other duties about the place. On his regular evening patrols around the crescent, Silent would often meet Daniel, the lamplighter, and exchange a few words. It paid to keep up to date with the gossip, and having Daniel around was like having a second man on duty. Daniel, because he was familiar and inconsequential, was generally unnoticed by the residents as they went about their business. Thus he was a witness to just about everything that happened, and was only too glad to share his gossip with Silas, who was the only one to take any notice of him. This day Silas could see that only half of the street lights in the gardens were currently aflame. He looked at his pocket watch. Daniel was late tonight. A man came towards him, hatless and walking fast. As he neared, Silas saw that his necktie was askew, the front of his shirt stained with what looked like grease, glistening in the gaslight. It was Archibald Hesketh, a prominent local businessman. His residence was one of the grandest. His wealth and new status belied his humble beginnings. Where could he be going, wondered Silas, in such a dishevelled state. "Good eve, Mr. Hesketh," he said. The man merely grunted and pushed past him. That was unlike Hesketh, who was normally polite and talkative. He must have some problem on his mind. Silas was about to ask him his business when he saw a shape under an unlit lamp. Crossing the road, he found Daniel, unconscious and obviously the worse for wear. Quickly Silas checked the prostrate body, and while there was no blood, he could see that a large lump was forming on the man's shaved head. Silas turned to call Hesketh. He hoped that he could ask him to provide his mobile to take the man to the infirmarium. But Hesketh had vanished around the corner and out of sight. Silas didn't want to move the man, in case he made any injuries worse. Instead, he went to a nearby gatehouse, as he knew an old sailor called Mulhern lived there. He was in service to a doctor. What was his name? Ah yes, Alpen. "Mulhern," he called, as he knocked on the door. "'Tis Silas. There's a man hurt here. Can you call your master?" Within minutes, Alpen was on the scene, with his black leather bag, kneeling beside the body. He placed a finger on the man's neck. "He's alive," he said. "Although his pulse is slow, it's strong. Perhaps I can revive him." He rummaged in his bag and produced a small glass bottle. Silas caught a sharp odour as the stopper was removed. "These are ammonium salts," the doctor said. "They induce a bronchial spasm, which may waken him." He waved the bottle under Daniel's nose. Daniel groaned and twisted at the smell. "Murder," he muttered. He tried to sit up. The doctor restrained him. "Murder most foul," he repeated it, imbuing the phrase with a grisly chill. "Who? Where?" asked Silas, momentarily shocked at the lamplighter's words. "At the Hesketh residence," muttered the man. Much revived now, he clutched at the watchman's arm with bony fingers. "I saw through the window. A woman was bludgeoned with a clockwork spring box." There'll be more to come. I hope you enjoyed that. See you soon.